have figured out, perhaps only after 15,000 Zoom links, that which one works. We are finally able to get an active one. And here we are, myself, Dev Tyagi, and joining me is the Caughtatpoint show's co-podcaster, Pranay Lara, on a brand new episode of the Caughtatpoint podcast. But this one is sort of special because we have with us an intrepid, diehard, absolutely passionate West Indies cricket fan, Prashant Kumar Banjare. There's so much more to him than meets the eye. He's a cricket writer. Besides being an educationist, he works in the field of education, and he's been a diehard Lara fan for as long as I can imagine. And he's also, interestingly, an archivist. And we are very fortunate to be having him on our show finally after so many trials and efforts in the past. So, Prashant ji, welcome to the show. And Pranay, how are you doing today?
I'm very good, Dave. In fact, I think I'm a little happier than normal than usual also today because yesterday you guys pulled off a brilliant victory. So two things really made me happy yesterday. One was West Indies finally winning after the two test defeat, and second one was Teba Bavuma making his third hundred in not less than a month also. So this was his
Yeah,
third
third
ton,
100
and
in
it's
2023.
2023. That's right, in
Yeah.
just a month. Yeah,
And he
but
almost pulled it off.
he tried, but others did. Let's just put it like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but
So,
over to
Prashant ji, how are
Prashantji.
you today? Yeah.
How are you,
Thanks
sir?
for having me. Thanks very much for having me.
How's it doing? How's it going at your end? And
Yeah, yeah.
is my description absolutely spot on when I say that you are all things Brian Charles
Uh,
Lara?
that's your love, and thanks for all the appreciation and all the accolades you just said about me. Yeah, here's Sunday, and Sunday is a big day for me because from Monday to Saturday I leave for my school, so it's a big day. I'm really excited to be part of this podcast. I'm very happy that West Indies won the match yesterday against Pranay's South
Yeah, and
Africa.
I can Pranay, South Africa. Pranay, remember, it's not ICC South Africa, it's your South Africa.
Dave, actually, I feel humbled that we are getting schooled into the wisdom of Prashantji today.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had this discussion so many times back in the day that we should
Yeah.
get Mr. Prashant Banjare on the show, and finally today it's happening, and that too at the back of a brilliant West Indies win, which actually brings me to the first question to Prashant ji, because he's our special guest today. So Prashant ji, exciting start for Shai Hope's ODI career as a captain. He hits a century in his maiden assignment, puts the big runs, vital runs rather, on the board, takes West Indies to a very competitive 335, and then enjoys seeing his team defend it. What are your impressions?
Really, he played a superb innings yesterday. What I really like about the West Indies as a team, okay, they they start very good. They lost 3 wickets in quick succession, and hey, we thought that the same old capitulation will come, but after losing those 3 wickets, the fourth wicket they lost after building a what we call a very good partnership. So
Right.
then losing couple of wickets here and there, but Shai Hope was rock solid. He anchored the innings, and like a true captain, and we all know he has opened the innings in the past. This time he batted fourth. Um, so all I can say that we want such kind of commitment from other batsmen also, like Puran.
Well said.
Puran was really going great guns, but then slam bang approach I hate
Yeah.
because talent wise we are at par with everyone. It's just the application we need. um, so really happy with West Indies performance, and Shai Hope is the man of the moment.
Absolutely.
Uh, Prashantji, so when I was observing the two test matches that West Indies played against South Africa, there was a thing that struck me that while there's abundance of talent in West Indies cricket, but why do they always have to be ultra aggressive and what are they chasing? Why are they always in a hurry? Hurry to come, hurry to score, hurry to get out.
Yeah, that is one of the what we call a saddest thing, and we always discuss whenever we are on a phone or a WhatsApp chatting. This cricket is a simple game. Okay, it's very easy for us to say that we all haven't played cricket at any level, but we are a die-hard fan. We follow game. We understand the game. But the thing is that despite the changes of so many coaches, so many facilities, computer analysts are there, but they are repeating the same mistake. And I totally agree with you, Pranay. The question actually arising in your mind is that why they are not improving, and that is the mentor, the great Brian Lara, said in an interview a couple of days ago to the Dario, the cricket manager. He said that repeating mistake is a cardinal sin. You have to learn from your mistake. If you are an intelligent person, you won't repeat the mistake. West Indies keep on doing the same thing, showing impetuosity to play big shots. You see, the other day at Ahmedabad, Virat Kohli, it was a flat wicket. Okay, barring Nathan Land, you won't say that Australian attack was that uh,
Potent.
penetrating. Yeah,
Yeah.
potent, rightly said Dave. But Virat just want to score runs, just want to spend time, and at the end of the day, you will run score at the crease, not at the crease, not at the pavilion. You got to spend time in the middle. But I don't know why these simple things they are not following the basic things. I don't know. It's a high time they should understand because we all love West Indies and everyone wants to see them doing well.
Prashantji, on a
Absolutely.
lighter note, do you think that they wanted to enjoy the South African barbecue more than winning in South Africa, the bride?
Yeah, they love to enjoy, even they will lose. That's one thing we can learn from them. You have to just move on. But at the end of the day, we have to do some soul searching also. Yeah, enjoy the stuff. But then you have the job. You're representing your country. Then you should analyze that if I'm representing my country and cricket, such a passionate country, and they are so lucky that not only the people from the Caribbean love them, we all love them, everyone love them. From Ian Chappell to the Ian Bishop to the what we call a renowned commentator from every country. You see, any past cricketer of regardless of whatever nation they represent, whenever West Indies do something, they say that the West Indies, this is the resurgence West Indies. But the very next day, we see the same old story. So yeah, you can say that. Enjoy the life, but don't forget that you're playing cricket for your country.
Absolutely, well said there. Absolutely, Prashantji. Let me just pick your brains for one more time on Shai Hope. So this was his 12th ODI 100 out of 14 that he's already hit away from the Caribbean, and I think
Yes.
that's quite a stellar ODI achievement. And he has been he's been seen closely in conversation with people who represent the current top order of the white ball unit, like Kyle Mayers and Brandon King and Shamar Brooks. Now, all three of these people are supposedly the key crux of the batting, besides Shai Hope being the main anchor. And I know that Ian Bishop completely uh, he does not believe in the term anchor. He says that there's no such thing as an anchor, but it's fine. It's the great man's view. But what do you think uh, is the thing which these three other equally, I mean, if not equally, but bright talents in the West Indies team can pick from Shai Hope's craft, and what is it that they would like to imbibe, but they really aren't so far?
A very good question, Dave. First of all, he is a sublime stroke maker. But the most important thing is that he is a proper cricketer. Everyone who is representing cricket, playing international cricket, should have the basic things. If you're talking about a batsman should come and across, should look to defend, should try to play in the V, That is one of the attributes Shai Hope is blessed with. And the question you asked about other individuals, these individuals, they try to do something, they try to create something out of nothing, you know, and that is a very risky thing and a very rare thing. Only the player who is really, really great. I just don't want to talk about, I just don't want to name. For example, let's talk about Brian Lara. His technique, any coach won't tell anybody to play like Brian. Those
Yeah, it can.
exaggerated movement and all. So coming back to your question, what I want to see from rest of the batsmen, they should take a leaf out of Shai Hope's book. That is the technique. Brother, you got to have a proper technique. You see, Temba. Temba is a very, what we call a natural player. Temba won't do um, anything crazy. He will come, he will see
Yeah.
the ball, and you have to see the ball for the last second. Then what you have to decide what you have to do. But just spanking, trying to play some extravagant shot won't do the job for you. It will look good. You see, Roman Paul, he hit some strokes of outrageous brilliance of Ngidi, Lungi Ngidi. Then he just took a single. Then Mark Nicholas was on the air. He said, "Cool cricket, 6, 6, and 1." But in the next very over, he just played a very what we call a
An
not a
aggressive
good
throw
shot. That
nowhere.
shot wasn't on, and he lost his wicket.
But did
And
you
Shai,
right? Sorry, I was just saying on the point of Rovman Pal. So when he came, I could personally sense when I was watching the match that there was this sense of this natural excitement about him, and he was just very eager to hit the big strokes. But see the result it got while staying there at the wicket. He was able to make 46 runs. And
yeah,
otherwise, he would have maybe just perished for a quick fire 18 or 20, 30 something. But those 46 runs, I felt that, that kind of again gave Shai Hope that important support, which he really needed to, create that tower of runs. So yeah, so really well said. Over to you, Pranay.
Prashantji, so do you think that when they play a flamboyant stroke, they get into a adrenaline rush, so to speak? Because so if you watch Temba Bavuma's innings, he was also ultra aggressive. I mean, Quinton de Kock started aggressively. Temba sort of held his own initially, but then after Quinton got out, he took the mantle. He went aggressive, but he didn't go over aggressive. If you understand what I mean, he was more measured. Plus, he was showing his flamboyance. Whereas, barring Shai Hope, what I saw with the West Indies was that they just had this adrenaline rush that we have to go and hit, and hit. So, and even in the test matches, they were like just being very ultra aggressive, and that's why they couldn't mount those big totals. So, what's their
They had
learning? I
nearly
mean,
2 days to chase. They had two
yeah.
days to at least give it a good attempt. And I just don't understand what they were really up to.
So, how do you see them evolving, Prashantji?
yeah, brother, that is really annoying for everyone. Everyone diehard fan of West Indies. Uh, at times, I have spoken to Dev about this. That what coaches are doing. Okay, coaches can't do in the middle. They only guide you. They will use. They can only show you the path. They can show you the video things that in the modern age, we have a lot of videos that you're doing this and that. A batting master class from Brian or a bowling master class from Cutley Ambrose or anyone. But at the end of the day, these players, I don't know, it's very tough to answer me because if you know that, suppose, for example, in the next ODI, what I want Roman Powell to feel within himself, hey, I was going great guns. I could have scored 100. I got out for 46. And what I did, that's the proper word you use, adrenaline rush. So I have to guard against it. And I should try to play right through the innings. What the my skipper did. This is where cricket is all about partnership. Batting is all about partnership. Partnership gives you a huge total on the board. One flashes of brilliance from one guy will give you around 260, 240, 280. Had Roman Powell supported hope right through the innings. We would have scored around 392, 388, who knows? And that would have been what we have batted South Africa out of the match. Okay, we won the match eventually. That is another thing. So that's a very good question and a tough question to answer anyone who is related to West Indies, because these guys are playing international cricket. So they should understand what they're doing in the middle. It's not that coming and going, banging and just hitting out of the park. They just have to curb those instincts. Then only West Indies will come good and will start winning matches. If not that consistently, there will be some kind of ray of hope. Hey, West Indies are now improving. But repeating the same mistake won't do the job for them.
Right.
Right.
Dave, can I take another question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Prashantji, with the momentum now, with the West Indies, considering they won the second ODI, the first one was unfortunately washed out. Do you see them taking the third ODI also? And there's a second part to this question. South Africa will sort of be at full strength, barring Rabada and Nokia. How much would you see? Yeah, Markram will be back, Miller will be back, Klaasen will be back. So do you think that will it, how should I say? Obviously, it can't be a cakewalk for the West Indies, but do you see them using this momentum to at least wrap the ODI series in their favor?
Yeah, but with South Africa, with all those players coming back, that will certainly boost their chances. South Africa, we all know, brother, with all the transition period, we talk about South Africa these days. South Africa will always be a tough team to beat, both home and away, because of their never say die attitude. The ball is in West Indies court. Why? West Indies, complacency, it's in what we call, we have been seeing that one day playing like champions, the other day, they just don't want to play. So South Africa will come hard. South Africa will always start as favorites because of the fabric they have, the batting, the fielding, everything all the basics are covered up. But the West Indies is that which they talked about little earlier, that bowling lacks penetration, in my opinion. They don't have a very good spin bowler. But hey, South Africa, some of the very good spin bowling, I saw from them. A good left armer. I just don't remember the name. So every team is having a couple of, if not the great spin bowling option, but a very good spin bowling option, which West Indies always lacks. And at the same time, some sloppiness you won't see from South Africa. So South Africa will come hard. It's now up to West Indies that Shai Hope won't do the job for them every time. It's a high time that Nicholas Puran should come to the party. It's a high time that Rowan Powell should understand. And Jason Holder, we talk about him as an all-rounder. What he is doing. He is coming, just he's strolling out the park, he's roaming the park sort of attitude. He should improve. The guy has talent with such great athletic body. So it's a team effort, Pranay. That why South Africa and Australia yesteryears, we talked about them as a very tough team. Even South Africa, we sometimes say that have weakened a bit. They are not the team they are used to be. But no, South Africa any day they will start as favorites because of their attitude. At the end of the day, in any walks of life, you need that attitude, positive and never say die attitude.
Yeah.
More than the talent you are blessed with, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Prashantji, before I ask my next question, it's just a humble submission. You're talking about spin bowling. Now, he might not be a massive turner of the ball, right? But he's a natural wicket taker. I'm talking about Akeal Hosein.
Akeal Hosein,
so,
yeah.
Today, he took 3 important wickets, Pranay, if you would have noticed. And I think somewhere that kind of put a break on the steady run chase which South Africa were like almost running away with. So, and also, by the way, interestingly, since 2021, I think, he is amongst the top 4 wicket takers in ODI cricket. He's taken 30 scalps from 21 ODIs. And that's, of course, not including yesterday's game, which would take his wicket tally to 33. And overall, right now he's sitting on 47 international wickets. So I think he's a good find, for West Indies cricket. I remember that last year when the team went to Pakistan only to lose the three ODIs, he actually top scored in one of the games. Um, but my next big question to both of you is actually on Kyle Mayers, and I want to start with you, Pranay. So when this guy broke into the team, 3 summers ago in Bangladesh, scoring that brilliant unbeaten 210. Since then, fortunately, thanks to his hard work, he's made himself an important presence in all 3 formats of the game. But has his career really taken that next big stage? Okay, of course, there was that brilliant century which I think he hit against the Netherlands in ODI cricket, and he also made some runs on in last year's tour against Pakistan. But each time he comes to the wicket, there's that excitement. Like yesterday, he was not really able to get into the line of the ball. The South African seamers doing pretty well early on before he really suddenly exploded into those big strokes, and he hit one huge towering six. I think it was on Marco Jansen. But what is it? Why is he not able to convert those 30s into those 50s, 60s, and probably get on to another 3-figure score?
Uh, I think Dave, what is his role in the team? I think first we should question that, because if you were saying that he came in as a batter, I see him doing better with the ball than the bat these days, because even in the test matches, he was the difference maker with his slow
He's been
seamers.
a bowler in matches, definitely. In white ball cricket, I don't really think he's figured himself out as yet. I could be wrong though.
So the question is that, does the West Indies management give role clarity to people in terms of that this is your job? Because it just seems that he wants to do everything. He wants to
Yeah.
like just steal the show with the bat, be that guy who's making a difference with the ball in the field. So, in fact, Mark Nicholas had mentioned the same thing about Marco Jansen, that that guy really knows his role in Test cricket. But in ODI cricket, is he a batting all rounder? Is he a bowling all rounder? I mean, the South African management hasn't given him clarity. I think Kyle Mayers is also riding the same boat. Because I don't know. Yesterday I saw him do well with the ball, but I can't put my head around the fact that, is he the guy who's supposed to give them a good start? Is he the guy who's supposed to be the first change bowler? I think if he gets his clarity with the talent that he has, he will see consistency here.
Yeah, there's like abundance of talent. There's no doubt about Kyle Mayers there. But
Yeah.
I'm a supporter of West Indies cricket in some capacity. I won't say that I'm as die-hard a West Indies fan as I used to be back in the 90s. But like it would be really wonderful to see Kyle Mayers really come into his own. Your thoughts, Prashantji, on Mayers?
Yeah. Recalling his double hundred, that was magnificent, and chasing just a huge total in the fourth innings and scoring double hundred. That was really some effort. Yeah, any player who comes on the scene and plays such a stupendous innings, a lot of expectations grow. The problem is that, in my opinion, Dev and Pranay, is that these youngsters are coming into the team which is losing. I think the team which have been losing everywhere, barring some couple of great moments. So what happens when these youngsters enter this team? When the winning is not that habit, I think at times they also just tend to succumb to the pressure when seeing such stalwarts not doing that well. Okay, that shouldn't be the excuse for these youngsters. But as Pranay said, the specialization thing, the coaches, which I say, the what we call the computer analyst and all these things, the coach plays an important role. Hey, batting is your forte, bowling you can do, you're very good, but you're great in batting. So you rather focus on batting. Okay, that's good. You're having some utility thing that you can bowl also. That is another. Pranay said, "What's your specialization? You are here to score huge runs for us. So rather focus on that thing. But I can do
And
batting also. I can do bowling
uh,
also.
I'll just quickly give the example of Akil Hussain here, just to add to your point. His role, clarity, Pranay and Prashantji, is very clear. Like, he has been given this task that you are a wicket taker. The team doesn't have a spinner who can lead by an example. Okay, we tried Hayden Wall Jr. in the past. He was a bit lukewarm, effective on some days and not really so much on most other days. So Akil Hussain's role is clear, that your main role is to take wickets, put a curb on scoring. You're not going to be in the test arena as of now. And yeah, contribute whenever the team needs with the bat down the order. So that's the kind of thing that needs.
Yeah, and that's great. And it's great to see that he can hit some lusty blows lower down the order. That's a bonus for us. But your priority is to bowl a good left arm spin bowling and taking wickets for West Indies.
Right. Pranay, I wanted to bring you in for the next question, and let's focus on Aiden Markram. I think that man is in some tremendous touch. The kind of innings he's played all throughout in the Test series, and I think whenever they make West Indies stand in front of them, he just likes to shoot them down. I remember in the last edition of the T20 World Cup, which happened in the UAE, he was opening the innings. I'm talking about the Pollard-led West Indies when Gale was also part of that unit. So, what do you think he has done differently to just simply up the ante of his runs, and consistently so? Because he wasn't really known for being a consistent scorer for South Africa.
I think I will give the domestic South African T20 tournament credit, the SA20. So when he was given charge of Sunrisers Eastern Cape, he took that mantle, and despite losing a few matches in the beginning, they went all the way and they won. And he started performing. He played a big role in the semi-final. So the captaincy gave him the confidence as a batter, and the batter's confidence got him into the test team, and he just soared from there. So I think the mantle that he got to lead a team in the SA20 just boosted his confidence. And now, considering that he's won that SA20, he's now the T20 captain of South Africa. So I think he's just got to soar from it. I mean,
of Aiden Markram.
It's actually a blessing that the powers that be, they've realized that Temba Bavuma should focus on Test cricket and one-day cricket. And that burden that they've got off him for T20s is actually working in his favor to score more tons. And now they have clarity that Aiden Markram is the guy who's going to lead South Africa forward in T20. So he also knows his role. So that's precisely the thing that I was mentioning to Prashantji, that if you give role clarity to people over an extended period of time, it's bound to work in favor of you. It's bound to do wonders, and you can only soar from there.
Yeah, and you see the results are coming. The role, the captaincy role, and at the same time, Shai Hope, we all know he's the one who will hold the 1 foot right through the innings. So you are seeing the result. Shai Hope never tries to do anything extraordinary stuff. He will get a over pitch ball. He will drive handsomely. He will get some freebies on the legs. He will flick it, and at the same time, he will dance down the wicket to hit follow over the park. But he will never do what we call a reverse sweep or a flat batted six. That's why he is a consistent batsman. That's why he's a consistent batsman, and so far has scored 12th ODI century.
Yeah.
Consistency is the key, friends. Here, what do you say?
Yeah. Absolutely. Do you think that the present day team lacks that doggedness, which the team comprising of Lara, Chandrapal, Hooper, Stuart Williams, Adams, that team had, particularly in the Test matches that are held away from the Caribbean comfort of the home pitches, the team really doesn't put on a great fight. Like, for example, even in the last Test match, whether you talk about Roston Chase or you talk about Joshua De Silva, everybody got off to a start. Everybody made those very compact 26 or 28s or 29s and runs of those sort, but they weren't really able to, hold on to an end. Taking an example from your book when you talked about Shai Hope. So do you think that this team has talent, stroke making in abundance, but they don't have that resilience which the team of the yesteryears possessed?
Yeah, you can say that. That's what we have been talking about. See, in the 90s, in the late 90s, we we saw a lot of players who came and go, like Suraj, Raghunath. In 1999 series, he was opening Thilu Wallace. These guys were just stroke maker. But if you want to play cricket for a long, you want to serve your country, and you have to, and if you really want to perform against different countries in a land condition, then you got to have that doggedness, which you said, the resilience. We talk about Rahul Dravid, we talk about Jack Callis, we talk about Brian Lara, we talk about Virat Kohli, we talk about the great Sachin Tendulkar. These guys were really, apart from the great talent they were blessed with, they always did the basic things, coming to the crease, seeing off the good deliveries, just going for some quick runs, scampering for a single, just to get used to the pitch. And then eventually you will get the freebies. No doubt how great bowler you are, how great team comprises of great bowlers you are. But at the end of the day, you will give freebies, you will give some loose stuff. It's depend on the bowlers. As every great player say, spending some time at the crease and everything will get into the place. This resilience and doggedness we really we should develop. Means as a coach, that's why we always talked about in the past about Phil Simmons also, or the other coaches. What coaches are doing? Coaches can't slap them for their mistakes, but there should be a what we call a very zeal and enthusiasm that hey, what is going wrong? So resilience and doggedness is a key ingredient to success in cricket, because you won't be able to score consistently hundreds, 200s with that loose approach. You have to be tighten up. That's why the see Jack Callis, you talk about Rahul Dravid, Steven was steely determination. Then eventually you will be the kind of talent you have. You eventually hit sixes and fours, but you should have the doggedness to stay at the crease.
Yeah, I remember one of your favorite quotes, that cricket is a simple game where you don't have to do anything freakish. You talk about it quite often. So well said there.
Even the minnows are scoring 280, 290 these days consistently. Okay, they'll eventually they lose the match, but hey, we scored something substantial on the board. It gives a good vibes, good feeling. Hey, we are competing, and just bowling out for 120, capitulating for 88, 98, 120. These are not a good thing if you are an international team.
Prashantji, Dev, we've been speaking for more than half an hour. We have about 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left. You guys, please, parting thoughts
Cool.
on West Indies, because I'm just like, I
I think
love being the spectator here. Because आप लोगों का इतना ज़्यादा wisdom है West Indies पे, it's just like really heartwarming.
First of all, I'm so excited. And usually I'm an exciting individual. I just speak very fast and I have to calm down, I know, but it's just the excitement of seeing two lovely friends. So no doubt, खून तो दौड़ने लगेगा.
Prashantji, I want you to tell the viewers, the watchers, listeners, that why West Indies, okay, and what really got you transfixed on this team. That it's been like decades now, and you're still supporting the team. I see the wonderful Caribbean background. I mean, at your backdrop. So, what West Indies and how did it all start with Lara? And just tell us for the parting thoughts.
It all started, my father used to on a radio, and I heard a news that Brian Lara broke another record after 375. He broke Hanim Mohammed's 501. And then everyone just was talking about Lara and Lara. But to be honest, I got so close to the West Indies and Brian during the 1998 disasters tour of South Africa. Some promos came on the Star Sports and some sports channel. Well, Brian with those high backlift, just it's the love, fell into the love, and from there on, the very next day, I started compiling photographs and collecting the newspaper cuttings and all. Just want to see every match of West Indies. And then the 1999 series 2-1-3, 1-5-3. From there on, no looking back. West Indies, West Indies, West Indies. And Brian Lara. That's it.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
And in
So,
1992 World Cup, he played what we call a very unorthodox pull shot against Pakistan at MCG. And from there, hey, he's a different kind of player who will play like this, both the legs up in the air. So something, मुझे कुछ क्या अलग चीज पसंद आती है. And Brian was a अलग चीज.
yeah, there's no two ways about it. Lara is really one of a kind. My favorite player as well. An all-time legend. And yeah, Pranay, you want to wrap this up?
Yeah, sure. So, Prashantji, it was an honor speaking to you. I mean, for us, Lara is a stalwart of West Indies cricket, and you are a stalwart for being a part of this podcast. And Dave continues to be a stalwart at Caughtatpoint. So, I mean,
Not at all.
West Indies used to be God because they were godlike, but right now I feel in the humble company of two gods here. So it's just been a brilliant Sunday afternoon rather for me, and just humbled to be with you guys.
I just love when you two lovely friends says Prashantji. That's an overwhelming for me. Love it,
of course. What else would we say? So thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you Prashantji for spending your precious time with us, recording this wonderful podcast dedicated to West Indies.
And there is one suggestion.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Sooner or later, we all will try to do this podcast more consistently, and in the future we will do a Hindi podcast because that will, in my opinion, that it will be a big hit with such wisdom of knowledge with Pranay, Dev, and I. We will narrate stories in Hindi, so that will connect a large number of people, in my opinion. So we will do Hindi also, and at the same time we will do English also, and I'm very excited, brother.
Okay.
आपकी बात है सर आंखों पर प्रशांत जी.
Hats off to you, brothers. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Guys.
Thank you, guys. Prashant ji, do you guys think that once the T20 series is done, should we do a review or a follow-up to this podcast on how West Indies has overall fared on the South African tour?
Well said. The whole African series, from the Zimbabwe, then to the South Africa, what they did wrong, what they did correct things, and what they should improve upon in the next series. With the big World Cup coming, they should focus on the Test cricket or the ODI cricket. So, it will be a great podcast.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Pranay, for your time. And
thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me.
And happy Monday and the rest of the week ahead. Okay. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.